my name is Rebecca Shepard. I'm here with my partner, Peter Huckabout, and we are tax attorneys from Frost Law. And today we're going to touch on 3 new updates from the IRS regarding the Employee Retention Credit. First is 30,000 disallowance claims the IRS has issued to businesses that's going to be actually taking money back from taxpayers who've already received their refunds. So this is really, really important for folks that believe that since they've received a refund regarding the Employee Retention Credit, that they are safe and they are good and it doesn't need to be concerned at all. That is not the case always, and so we will talk about that. We'll also talk about the new voluntary disclosure program that's been issued, and then an update regarding the moratorium that was issued on September 14th, 2023, and how that is now extended through January 31st, 2024. But it's really important that even if you think that the government isn't going to be successful in being able to claw these back, respond to these notices. Do not let them lie. If you're concerned, talk to a tax professional. Ensure that the claim is correct before you go ahead and fight it. And if it is incorrect, we can talk about what do you do in that situation and how do you, pay back the government and possibly get penalty abatement and things like that.
So in this situation, there are going to be substantive arguments that are going to need to be made. There will be procedural arguments that taxpayers potentially have. So in this situation, if you've received the refunds and you are receiving a notice to try to claw them back, it is very important to have a tax professional work with you in this situation to analyze the merits of the case, but also to understand what procedural things that you may need to address.
Yeah, absolutely. And that goes hand in hand with the voluntary disclosure program. What the IRS is saying is double check. Look and see if what you claimed is correct. So voluntary disclosure program is for folks that have received their refunds, have not gotten a disallowance letter yet, and are volunteering to come forward to the IRS and make a claim to repay part of that. So the prior voluntary disclosure program allowed a 20% retainage for the business, where you paid back 80% to the government. You got to keep that money tax-free. You also got to keep the interest on all of the refund. For this program, you get to keep 15%, so slightly less generous, but more generous than what we thought the IRS was going to do. It did take the year 2020 off the table, so there is nothing to be done with 2020. If you feel those claims are incorrect, talk to a tax professional. But for 2021, you can still voluntarily disclose to the IRS that you believe your claim may be ineligible and that you want to pay it back. You do that on a quarter-to-quarter basis, so you can take back Q3 of 2021, but believe that you're an eligible employer for Q1 and Q2 of 2021. So make sure you're paying attention to exactly what you're disclosing and how much you believe to be incorrect. The deadline for that is November 22nd, 2024.
So all of this is positive. It means that the government is starting to work these cases again, opening up the voluntary disclosure program, going after what the government feels are erroneous refunds. And what they've done also is move the goalpost for the moratorium. So prior to recent weeks, the government has said they're not going to process anything filed after September 14th. They have moved that now to January 31st, 2024. So more of these pending refund claims are getting looked at. It's not happening quickly, and the government has acknowledged that they're trying to do this on a first in, first out basis. So if you filed, closer to that January 31st deadline, I wouldn't anticipate anything coming soon. But generally speaking, this is all, a net positive. They're starting to move forward.
So all of this means is make sure that you are discussing your claims with a trusted tax professional to make a determination on whether or not your claims are accurate, whether or not you have a theory of eligibility, whether or not the credit is calculated properly. A lot of companies kind of popped up out of the woodwork with this credit, and maybe some of them had pretty aggressive marketing strategies, and it's possible that you worked with one of these companies and you are now second guessing whether or not your credit is accurate. Certainly speak to your CPA or trusted tax attorney to make sure that the credits are accurate and that any fees that you paid, anything going along with this credit is being looked at properly and analyzed. So if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call. We'll be happy to answer them. Thank you.